start by acknowledging we're on the homeland of the many diverse First Nations and Métis people whose ancestors have walked this land since time immemorial. We're grateful to work, live, and learn on the traditional territory of Treaty 8. And with that, we'll move to our agenda. Any additions or changes to the agenda? I notice we've got a couple of correspondence letters here. So we can add those on to correspondence. So this would be under 14. We've got one from Big Lakes County. And we also have another letter from the Minister of Municipal Affairs. Is there anything else? Yeah.
Yes, where in here will we announce the winners of the rodeo tickets?
Yeah, we've got that here, and I was going to do that. Just as
So we're on the agenda.
I was just going to do that during my report.
Okay. Well, no, I'd like it in writing because you give a verbal report. I'd like it to reflect in the minutes somehow.
Okay, so we'd like to, we could put it under
Business arising.
business arising.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I'll move as amended.
Mayor, I may interject, I think I've heard three things, 14, something about ministerial letter and business arising, could you clarify with entities, what's number 14?
Okay, 14, there's two additional letters that have been sent, one from Big Lakes County and one from the municipal.
That did not come, that did not come through, so something about Big Lakes County, so you just need to, don't turn your head, and just speak. Enjoy.
Yeah, there was one from Big Lakes County and one from Municipal Affairs.
And that's number 14?
Yeah, two additional letters under 14, and then under business arising, we're adding 6.1 rodeo ticket winners.
Rodeo, what again?
Ticket winners.
Ticket winners, perfect, thank you.
And I'd also like to add one other thing, and that's under confidential item, the update from, what do we call it when we have the updates?
Advice from official.
Advice from officials, yeah.
Updates.
Update with the advice from officials, thanks.
Sorry, is there a 17.2?
Yes, advice from officials, VoIP. Sorry, Bill, what did you say? Section 24. Okay. So we have a few changes on this one, and you moved with the
As amended.
as amended. All in favor? Carried. And so with that, I don't see our scheduled delegation. Are they?
I can call her, see if she's on her way.
Yeah. We
I'm
can.
sure I got her phone number.
Do we know what time she was thought to be here? But she thought to be here at 6, but not here.
I don't know. Let me see something.
Well, we'll put put that on hold, and I know we have somebody that would like to speak as a public delegation. Maybe we'll move on to that for now, and we can come back.
Good, you come for a meeting?
Um,
Mhm.
we'll just wait for the update here.
Really? You? Oh, okay. I never went to your junk mail then maybe or something. Okay, yeah, we had you on the agenda tonight. We can push it to the next one if you want.
All right, I heard a little bit that our scheduled delegation is not going to be here. So with the unscheduled delegation, I know we have one
So our
that would
next
like
council
to
meeting will
speak
be
to council.
Be the second
And
Tuesday.
just before you come up, we always, just so that you know, you're given 5 minutes to speak about your concerns,
all right.
your issues, any celebrations or anything like that you'd like to bring to council. And to ensure a constructive and welcoming environment, we ask that you please adhere to the following guidelines. Begin with your name and a brief overview of your topic. Keep your remarks concise. Maintain a respectful tone and language. And please do not speak negatively of our staff or council members. So with that, I'll open the floor for public delegations to come on up.
I think I'm the only one.
Yeah. And so when you come up, there's a button on the mic so that other people can hear what you're saying there. Yeah, if you hit that,
All right.
good.
Okay. So my name is Sheldon Bossert, and I have lived in the High Prairie area for about 3 years. I want to speak to my emails and my conversation that I've had with council in regard to back alleys and backyards within the town. My first email was sent out to all of council on June 24th, and I don't know what the process is or what your protocol is for responding to emails. I am going to state I was a little disappointed in the initial responses that I received, but you may have your own process. I am disappointed in how the back alleys and how the backyards in this community currently look. I go for walks in the evening. I've sent out pictures and videos, and that is only within about a 3 or 4 block radius of where I live. There's no disputing that the areas that I've sent to you are unkempt, they are overgrown, and in the past few weeks since I sent the initial email at the end of June, I feel very little has changed, except that Mr. Bloom and I have become email pen pals. I see cars, I see abandoned RVs, I see tarps that have garbage flowing out into the alley, I see grass and weeds that is 4 feet high. And I'm not exaggerating when I say 4 feet high because I've taken out measuring tape. The bylaw itself that the town has speaks to vehicles that aren't running and are not registered, and yet I have sent pictures of vehicles in such a state, and they clearly have not been moving because they have plants growing through them and they have not moved. I understand that enforcement tickets are handed out. I don't know what the policy is on enforcement, and I'm not sure how they're followed up on. But I would question the bylaw and its effectiveness. I would question that the bylaw, as I read it, does not seem to speak to alleys, and that is by far and away the biggest problem area that is in the community. Boulevards, there's some issues out in front of the houses. Front yards, there's some issues, but I would encourage all of you just to take a few walks down some of the back alleys, bring a measuring tape with you, and have a look at what some of the overgrown items look like outside of people's back fences. I just wanted to come here, I wanted to present myself in person so that you didn't think I was just somebody hiding behind email and letters. But I really truly believe something needs to be looked at, and there needs to be a little bit of stronger enforcement in this area. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in and expressing that, and I will just say that I know we have been looking at it and talking about it, and we were having a conversation there that our bylaw with the back alleys is a little, it's not really clear on whose responsibility it is, so we do need to improve our bylaw. We talked about that at our committee of the whole meeting a little bit, on whose responsibility is it and how do we enforce it? And then how do we deal with it in the meantime, right? That's getting cleaned up.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Okay.
All right, and just to confirm that our scheduled delegation is not going to be here, is that correct?
No, Jennifer sends her regrets. She didn't seem to get a response. Maybe it ended up in her junk mail. I know that happens from time to time. But I did tell her when our next council meeting was, and she will be here then.
Okay.
And what the hell is that? Everybody else hears that, eh? All right. It's gonna play hell with our speaker, I know.
What am I hearing? I'm not sure. Oh, just this?
The buzzing, or whatever it is.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, Mayor, I believe that unscheduled delegation was the gentleman about the leads. Was there any question, or was it just a statement that was presented?
It was just a statement. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, then we'll move on to our peace officers report. Can I get a motion on this? Councilor Dunn?
Council received the senior peace officers June 2024 report for information.
Okay,
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Yep.
Just status quo, nothing out of the ordinary. We are continually and actively patrolling for unsightly. So, as to Mr. Morissette, is in fact true. It is true. The some back alleys are, but like I said, we'll have to amend our bylaw to address that. But other than that, we had one other noxious weed notification from the county that was dealt with and rectified. Had a couple trespass notices or tickets issued. And other than that, open any questions council may have.
all right, I'll open it up. Open up the floor. Councilor Stenhouse.
Thanks, Peace Officer Bloom. So the noxious weed file, how are they going to notify residents of these noxious weeds, or what's the process in that?
The county has weed inspectors, but the patrol do a patrol of the town. They send me the location, map location, and the type of weed that they've seen and found. And I send out a notice to the property owner that this is a noxious weed, and then I send a pamphlet along with it, circling the actual description and stuff of the weed and how they have to remove it or discard it or spray it or whatever.
Good, thanks.
Councilor Wakel.
Just further to that, like, I know a few years ago when I got my noxious weed notification, there was a doorknob hanger put on the door. Like, is that still done as well? Because I mean, that's really the quickest way to deal with it, right? If it's just being mailed out, then.
Exactly, yeah. We do utilize that process also.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, something that blew in, yanked it, and that was the end of it.
Thistle, I think it was. Lots of thistle around there.
And everyone's compliant with it? Once they're informed
Yeah,
of
the
what their
notice.
needs, yeah, so
Yeah.
how much time do you give them?
Usually typical is a 7-day period.
All right, anything else?
I want to point out, sort of unsightlies, I see we've had a major jump in them
Yeah.
this month. And are they falling into the category in the time limit, or are you having to send out contractors?
This month, or last month, we had to send out contractors to 5 locations. But it is improving.
All right,
That's it.
Councillor Yushisha.
So that's, I think you probably answered this one before. So that's businesses and private altogether in the total though, right?
Yes, yes it is.
And I just made note that, so in 2023, there was 45, and we're at 81 here today now in 2024, so, so yeah, you guys are on the boat. I know 23, I think we were still, no, sorry, that was different. So, yeah, no, so we're way ahead, actually, this year, I'm just making a note there. Okay, thanks, thank you.
I don't see any other questions. So thank you very much for your report.
Thank you.
We have the motion, Councillor Dunn to receive the report for information. All in favor? Oh, okay. That's carried then. Moving on to our minutes from July 23rd. Can I get a, oh, sorry, for July 9th. Can I get a motion on these minutes? Councillor Yushisha.
The council approved the minutes from the July 9th, 2024 regular meeting of council as presented.
Okay, any errors, omissions, or changes that you required? Councillor Martins?
So, did Council Yushisha make the motion, both the 9th and the 13th, or just one at a time?
Just one at a time.
So we're dealing with the 9th then?
Correct.
Okay, so, my question is, the, 17.2, was there a motion coming out of that closed session, the second closed session? I just don't see one recorded, so I don't know if that's an admission, or if there was a motion coming out of the second closed session.
There was no motion.
It's just the motion out of the first closed session. Okay, well then, what resolution or, no. Yes, my question is, did you contact the RCMP?
So there was no motion coming out of that.
So if you were to contact the RCMP, it's on your own volition, not directed by Tom?
Yeah, that's not a council motion. Yeah, and it shouldn't be, yeah, we're getting into what the topic was, so we shouldn't be bringing that up even.
No, this is not a confidential item, Mr. Mayor. I'm just asking the question, did you reach out to the RCMP?
No,
You did not reach out to the RCMP?
council did not make a motion to reach out to the RCMP.
Or did you reach out to the RCMP?
this isn't a,
Well,
Yeah.
if I were to poll an employer, I would be questioned or taken on suspicious behavior if it wasn't sanctioned by council. I'm just wondering why the double standard or why the two sets of rules, right? If I or someone else, let's say Councilor Stenhouse would call an employer, that would be frowned upon. But if you're gonna call an employer, that's okay.
yeah, again, I'm not, don't want to speak about that right here. And we could talk about it after if you like.
But you understand my question, no motion.
I do.
I just wanna make that clear and noted, that, you know, I don't know, I certainly don't accept those minutes because they're not accurate. Either, what, you know, I don't know, I'm having a hard time gathering my thoughts that there was no motion, yet there was an action that followed.
There was, again, that's, the minutes are accurate in what was discussed and what came out of it. All right, anything else?
I have a question on 14.1.1. That council approved Mayor Panasik to participate in the High Prairie Elks Rodeo Parade with honorarium. You've done this for many years, why a motion this time?
Well, it's almost always been a motion to do that.
This is the first time I recall a motion.
Usually the invite comes and we discuss it and approve it.
So maybe I could, through the chair, remind council members, the purpose of reviewing the minutes is to confirm their accuracy as reported and made. It's not to open debate on the motions that have already been put forward and reflected in the minutes.
Are the minutes accurate?
Would you be willing to repeat someone's question and your response, or the CEO's response? I didn't hear something about an honorary.
The question was just around the 14.1 and the motion to approve the mayor attending the rodeo and the parade. Okay, seeing none, I'll have a motion to receive the minutes. All in favor? Opposed? It is carried. She opposed it.
Just a sidebar, there is a delay in that, so maybe you might want me to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down or something. You know what I mean? Because I know when I zoom in, it seems like I'm voting at the same time.
Okay, Councillor Martins, was your vote for or against it?
Actually, I'm fine approving the minutes. I just was curious whether there was a motion coming out of the second confidential
Okay.
motion.
Okay, so
There is
the minutes do pass. I will wait. Moving on to July 13th minutes. Our committee as a whole, get a motion on this one? Councillor Shishin?
The council approved the minutes from the July 13th, 2024 committee of the whole as presented.
All right, anything on these? Councillor Waco?
5.9, maybe I'm misreading this or something, but it says, like I didn't think in the committee of the whole that you could make these motions, or am have to be a recommendation that comes to council and then it's done in council. I have no problem with what was suggested there, but I just thought that that had to come to council to be done in not a committee of the whole.
Can you, which one are you?
5.9,
5.9?
am I on the wrong?
No, you're right.
Oh crap, I'm too far ahead, my bad, sorry.
Okay.
No, I don't think
No,
you
you're
are.
right, you're right, because I have questions too.
Oh, yeah, that's, okay, yeah, that's committee of the whole. Yeah, so, yeah, like I thought that those have to be done at council.
And that is correct, and it has been done at council, so this motion, was made, but it's already been approved and adopted by council. Also, we've done the necessary action. So you can consider that a placeholder, but council had previously approved the same motion.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay,
so feeding on James's comment, I also I need some clarification on committee of the whole and making motions. You have the committee of the whole going into a confidential, a closed session also.
That's perfectly fine under the MGA. So at any meeting, council or the chair of the committee can request an in-camera meeting, in-camera discussion on an item.
What, was this on the agenda of the committee of the whole?
yeah, those must have been on the agenda because it's recorded.
Okay.
If I could refer the councillor, item 2 on the agenda, that's where, we look at it.
Yes, because I have the agenda in front of me and it does not show where there's a closed session.
Yeah, 7.0 confidential items.
It was added to the agenda on the day of the meeting.
So if I could, through the chair, just to, I know there's confusion by some members of council on the protocols that relates to the committee of the whole. Committee of the whole is no different than any other committee meeting of council. It must follow the rules of the MGA and procedural practices. The committee of the whole cannot make decisions, but you can see there's numerous motions making recommendations to council, and that's perfectly allowable under the committee of the whole rules. So you'll see on tonight's agenda, there's numerous RFPs responding to those directions from the committee of the whole to report to council. And council will decide on and provide direction on those items. Other items that were discussed at the committee of the whole were informal, and the committee of the whole can provide direction to administration without going through council. So that's generally the operational protocols with that committee of the whole structure.
Okay, and we have some recommend. One of the things that I noticed is on, I guess it would be page 15, it's the strategic priorities, appendix 1, second one down, where we talk about asset management. And then the operational initiatives that identifies as social media policy. That's not the right term there. I'm not sure what should be there, but it should be mapping of the
Sorry, that if we could correct that, that should read as asset management plan.
okay.
I'm sorry, where is
Yeah,
this?
where are you?
Okay, I am on the strategic priorities, the strategic priorities.
This is the-
Number 2,
we're still in
We're
minutes.
still on minutes.
Yeah,
but this is part of the
4.1.
minutes,
5.
Oh, I see.
5.2.
Okay,
right? So the strategic priorities are properly reported with the second one down, Bailey, where it says social media policy in the column of operational initiatives, the fourth column. You see that?
Did we move to that though?
What's that?
That is in a different, that's a request for decision. We're still on.
Oh, did I jump ahead?
Yeah, we're still on.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. I jumped ahead. I thought that was part of the minutes when I'm looking at it. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, I jumped ahead on that one. Yeah, that would be another motion there, our strategic priorities, sorry. We will get to that next.
Poor David.
Yeah, sorry, David. All right, so, any other errors or omissions in the minutes for the committee of the whole?
Mayor, can you repeat what the question or comment or clarification was on 5.9? I don't know if it was Michael that asked that, somebody did.
Yeah, the question on 5.9 was that it says that there was already a motion and it was moved by Councillor Tanaka that it be taken down, and the comment was that it wasn't a motion because you can't make official motions, but this was already a motion that had happened on June 14th. So it's more of a notice that happened on the 14th.
Of 2022.
Yeah.
I'll go through the mayor again. The intent of Councillor Tanaka's motion was to have administration to ensure that this motion was followed through. And that was, her motion was direction, not a motion.
So did you hear that? It was, the intent of the motion or the request was to ensure that the video had been taken down, and it has been. It was.
So there was a motion to investigate how it ended up being put back on. What is the result of that investigation?
Well,
I don't believe there was a motion to that effect.
not in these minutes.
No, it was prior to, that was when we did the SAGE report.
And that was discussed also, basically that they're not sure about looking into it. Okay, anything else? We had the motion by Councillor Yushishin to approve the minutes. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Moving on then to our strategic.
No.
Oh, sorry, we got business arising things again. Yeah, good catch. Yeah, the minutes are carried. Yeah, if you're not there, you can't vote against them because you don't know if they were accurate.
But I can't vote for them because I don't know if they're accurate.
That's right.
So, through my training, it says if you are unsure, you vote against.
All right, 6.1 was an addition, the rodeo ticket winners. Our CAOs just handed me that the ratepayers who were randomly drawn, they did that, was that today or yesterday? Yeah, Monday.
It's an ongoing process.
Oh.
So maybe I can just explain how we did the random draws. So any taxpayer that was paid up in their taxes, which includes people on the prepayment plan, were allowed to participate in the draws. The only rule was the ratepayer had to consent certain individuals. So for instance, one of the winners declined the tickets, so we did a redraw. So there is one outstanding, that's committed to get back to us tomorrow morning, and if they decline, there will be another draw tomorrow. So we have today 5 ratepayers that have consented to releasing their information.
And the winners are Designs by Tam, Brian Chartrand, Sean and Verna Isaac, Samantha Smith, Ed and Vi Fidal.
And again, through the mayor, the one outstanding individual ratepayer will be announced tomorrow.
Do we have the tickets? Not yet, okay. Okay. Councillor Martins?
Have there's been notified?
Yes.
The only reason I'm asking is, are they, you know, like, did we say something like are they able to attend, or can they accept because, you know, someone might be out of town, or do we know if they're accepting?
The only condition was that when they were contacted, that they would be allowed to release their name. And they accepted on that basis. So hopefully they'll attend.
Yeah, that was the reason, just to see go use, right, to see someone go.
Yeah. All right, moving, we didn't have a motion on that, but it was just an information session. Should we have a motion to receive the winners for information?
Yes,
Yeah. Can I get a motion on that?
I'll make that one.
Okay. All in favor? Carried. New business. Strategic priorities. Can I get a motion on, well, I'll make the motion that we, council adopt the strategic priorities with the changes discussed. Because I did have the one change on this, which was like I was trying to explain when I was on a different page, as everybody else. The second one down, it talks about a social media policy, and that should be an asset management plan versus social media policy. Is there anything else in these minutes? Are those priorities? Seeing none, all in favor? Councillor Yashishin? Sorry, yeah. Opposed? All right. Moving on then to asset management policy 8.2. Get a motion on this one. Councillor, I'll go with Councillor Yashishin.
That council adopt asset management policy FIN 2024-02.
Okay. Any other discussions on this?
Yeah.
Is this new, or is this just being updated?
This is new. This was new, and it was discussed a bit at the committee of the whole, but it's also coming back here for all of council if there's any questions, concerns, issues with it.
Just, Mayor, again, that this has been on the strategic priorities list for the last, I don't hazard how long, but it's been a strategic priority of council at least for the last 2 years.
Okay, I don't see anything else on this one, so all in favor? Opposed? It is carried. Moving on then to our item 8.3. Budget guidelines and pressures. Can I get a motion on this one? Councilor Waco.
That council adopt the 2025 budget guidelines and process as detailed in this report.
All right. So this is the guidelines to help our administration draft the 2025 budget and some of the guidelines that we would like them to follow when drafting the budget. Any concerns, issues with this?
Okay, so I just want to make a comment here. I will be voting against because I have not had enough time to study and understand this.
Okay. I don't know how much time is needed, but it's, yeah.
I need more time,
Yeah.
yes.
It was in the committee of the whole package too. So that was before that, so it's been sort of in our packages, but
So does everyone else here understand this?
Yeah, we talked about it. Sorry, we talked about it during the meeting of the whole pretty extensively. Bill gave us a good breakdown of everything.
the big premise of this is, I mean, it's to summarize to, when they're developing the guidelines, just as in a nutshell, maintain existing service levels. Work on improving customer service, keep tax rates competitive, incorporate a proactive infrastructure renewal plan, identify and incorporate efficiencies, and ensure rates and fees for services are appropriate. I think that's the key things in this, and then later in here, it talks about some of the pressures and opportunities that are going to be faced in 2025. But this is just a guideline document. When it comes back, once they developed a draft budget, it'll come to us to look at some of these. And I think the other really important thing out of this is that, the basic premise is that all of the budgets are sort of to be maintained at 2024 levels unless there's specific cost pressures that are documented, and then council gets to approve or not approve those.
If I could just add to what the mayor has articulated, there is a couple of new sections in this that haven't been in previous year guidelines. One is a good news story in terms of provincial municipal financial indicators. The province instituted these measures in 2023, and they restated the data from 2017 to 2022. in terms of key areas, audit outcomes. And they use these to look at how liable the municipality is and whether ministry intervention is required in any of the areas. So the two big issues are audit outcome. The ministry has no concerns for the municipal indicators from 217 to 223, and they will not have issues with the 223 information that's yet to be submitted. Ministry intervention, there's numerous municipalities in the province, roughly over the last 2017 to 2020, probably around 30 municipalities in the province that have ministry staff intervention for various reasons. There has been no ministry intervention. This is sort of premised with a lot of the misinformation that's out there on the street, the sort of coffee shop conversations. That is kind of interesting, but it may not reflect reality. So when you look at the progression the town's made in a positive fashion, our accumulated surplus has increased from roughly 7.2 million to 11.2 million over that time period. Our tax collection rate has increased from roughly 91% to roughly 96%. Our debt load compared to our revenues has decreased significantly from 34% to less than 13%. And debt payments within the budget in 2017, it consumed roughly 5.7% of the budget. Debt payments today are less than 3% and will be declining to 2% in the 225 budget. So based on the numbers we know in our financial statements, in 2023, all these measures will be improving again in 223 and 224. So again, I think it's important for council to get this information out because there's a lot of, in my opinion, unfactual information being shared in the community. And the other thing that we talked extensively is there was concerns about the budget summaries and department summaries and the like. So this report commits to enhancing the changes by department against the 2024 budget and 224 expected levels of expenditure. And again, to improve the process in delivery time, certain information will become way before the budget, i.e. September and October. Council will be reviewing various rates and fees. We can't wait till the budget deliberations that likely will extend into 225 if we want to have rates in place for January 1st. So I think that there's a couple other salient points for council.
Those are some of the points I was saying. You did a good job in expressing.
All right, yeah, no, lots of positive things, but we also have some challenges for sure with downloading that continues and cuts that have been made. So some of that will be a challenge to balance also, again. Okay, we have the report to approve the budget guidelines and pressures. No more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Move on then to item 8.4. And get a motion on this one. Councilor Dunn?
The council directs the CAO report back on enhanced training related to the roles and responsibilities of council and administration to enhance team building.
All right. Any other discussion on this? Basically, we're asking to get some more information and we can decide if we want to move forward with any of those options. Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Moving on then to 13.1, CAO's report and action list. Can I get a motion on this?
I'll move that we receive information.
Okay. And with that, I'll turn it over to your CAO.
Excuse me, tomorrow, tomorrow? 23rd, yes, tomorrow. I'll be attending the county council meeting to explain the allocations of the ICF money for 2022-23. So they've asked that I do that again for them. So I'll be attending their council meeting. The second quarter variance report, it says that it will be reported on August 13th. So council will be getting its quarterly reports. We finally received the waste management audited financial statements on July 10th. So that will allow us to finalize the account statements. Again, kudos to the public works staff. They've been extremely successful in repaving 3 road segments in town, 2 on 49th Ave and 1 on 46th Street. That isn't fully complete, but will be completed when staff return from vacation. The point is, there again is word on the street that what into town contract is and all that. As I may not have advised council, we did look at it prior to putting it in the budget of what the likely cost were to contract out this work versus doing it in-house. The estimated savings of doing it in-house are approximately $60,000. So again, it's a great way to utilize the equipment that we do have and the excellent expertise on our staff, from our staff. Again, water reservoir is full, pumping has ceased. We'll probably wait another 3 weeks and we top it up, and that will be the protocol for the balance of the year. And again, the code of conduct, council code of conduct investigation, I believe all the final bills are in and the number is closed in that report. One other item that I'll have the peace officer report back on, but the contract for services we provide other communities, that contract expires this year. So we're currently building up a cost model and we'll be presenting the new rates for the proposed next 3-year term for their consideration. All the area municipalities that currently use the services of the peace officers are anxious to continue that relationship with the town. So that concludes my reports.
All right, I'll open the floor for any questions. Councillor Stenhouse?
So regarding the waste management, so our audited financials are not done yet?
As I explained in previous council meetings, they can't be completed until we have the external agencies, in our case, the library board, which we have received, and the waste management authority. It has to be presented on a consolidated basis, and we're controlled a significant part of both those entities.
Yes, I understand that, but we had asked for an extension till July 15th. And if you just received it, so it's not done, is there any penalties or anything
There's
from
no
this?
implications, as I've indicated on the previous report on municipal financial indicators. There has been no concern in relationship to the town's financial statement preparation or the timing of those submissions. We've contacted and reached out to municipal affairs. They're well aware of our situation and have no concerns.
No, wait, I'll wait. I need to think about this one.
Okay, anybody else? seeing no other ones, we have a motion to receive for information. All in favor? Carried. Oh, okay, yeah, CO just reminded me that, Councillor Tanaka, I didn't mention at the start that she did give notice that she wasn't going to be here, so, yeah, work on holidays. Moving on to our correspondence at 14.1, Rail Safety Week. We'll start with that one. Councillor Dunn,
The council received this report for information.
all right. Councillor Wakefield,
I'm okay with proclaiming rail safety week. I don't want to conflict anything. We do have a set of tracks going through town.
okay, yeah,
You know, it's,
I'm of the same thing, I mean, it's, doesn't hurt, and I guess the intent of this proclamation would be to make people aware of safety around the tracks.
yeah, the train doesn't care if you have the right one or not. It's gonna win, right? So I'm
It's not so much the right of way, they can't stop, and that's what people need to be educated on, that
Oh,
there's a lot
absolutely.
of weight behind there, they cannot stop, they're not taking the right of way,
they just get it. It's, so, I don't know. I will implore Councillor Dunn to perhaps reconsider or change his motion to proclaim it the week. If not, I'm okay with it.
I will make the friendly amendment that we proclaim as well as receive. Sorry, now I forgot.
Rail Safety Week.
okay, so this isn't till September 23rd to the 29th, so we're just gonna proclaim it, or are we gonna send out information, put it on a board, how are we going to proclaim this? And we are only in July, and this doesn't take effect till the end of September.
Well, I think they got the number on here, if I may, that we can call and just get the what's word I'm looking for, the point of sale stuff, is what we call it, the retail industry.
No, I mean, how is the town going
No, I
to
don't-
proclaim this and make awareness of this?
Perhaps I can answer that for council. So administration would undertake to post on our website not only the declaration, the proclamation, but also some of the information that already has been provided by CN on what the Rail Safety Week's about. They have some nice tips and dangers and awareness information that we'd also be putting on in addition to the proclamation.
Can we also add to that, that we connect with schools within our community and make them aware in early September, stating that we are supporting Rail Safety Week, and would they be able to do an event or something that, yeah.
Just share the information
Yeah.
with the students, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Councillor Yashishin?
I was just gonna make the point that, that I think it's very important because part of our town is on the other side of the tracks and the other side is on the other side of the tracks. So we have on the north and south side, our communities. So yeah, I think that's very important and many ways to get that out there and get that across.
All right, we have the motion to proclaim Rail Safety Week and advertise it on our website. All in favor? It is carried. Moving on then to a letter to Minister McIver. Can a motion on that? Councilor Wakefield?
Move that we receive for information.
Okay, this is following through on one of our previous motions to make sure that they were notified. Any questions, comments on this? All in favor? Carried. Moving on to our two new letters that we're discussing. One was Big Lakes County. They sent an official, I guess, invite or information about the barbecue event on Saturday, August 31st. And so I'll make the motion that we receive this for information. And they're looking for our support and cooperation also in this.
Yeah.
So maybe, I'm not sure what we need to do to, because I'm sure we're gonna support it anyways, but I'm not sure what they're really asking for. Bill, do you know?
2 members of council.
But we have, this is where we have 2 members of council on the airport committee that do volunteer.
Yes, yep.
So
But
it's-
it
In
does-
addition,
oh, go ahead.
so in addition, they're asking for 4 staff resources for the day. So that's the 2 last, that 2 members of council attend, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the members that are on the committee. And in addition, that 4 staff be allowed to participate and, on that day. It's a long weekend. It's unfortunate that our summer students would likely be unavailable. They're likely to have to return to school. We'll be canvassing them to see if they are available to work on that day. Otherwise, we'll have to reach out to staff. Obviously, it's going to be challenging given the long weekend and people booking vacation anyways. So we'll endeavor to meet that requirement or meet that request.
Go ahead, Councilor Sanders.
So, Councillor Yushishin, you're on the airport committee?
That's correct.
So is this a private barbecue or is it open to the public or?
I have this in my report, but I can bring it up now. So what it is usually annually, the Hyper Airport, town and county, put on the barbecue for more, and invitations out for more of our local flyers and pilots and people from around the area and close surrounding area. This year, what's different about it is that it's the, basically, let me just see what they call themselves there. Just one moment here. So they call themselves the Alberta Air Tours group. So what they're doing is they're starting in Edson, they're coming to High Prairie, and they're ending up in Peace River. So we looked at having the regular High Prairie and area barbecue event, but the Alberta Air Tours came in round about the same dates that they wanted High Prairie to participate with it. So instead of having, so during our last meeting, we looked at it as, okay, do we have the Alberta Air Tours barbecue hosting it here for that event? And then the next day have the High Prairie barbecue, or do we just combine the 2? So it didn't make sense to have 2. It made sense to put it all together. It's going to be quite the event because they're expecting up to 35, 40, 45 aircraft. There's going to be quite the coordination going on for the airport, people to coordinate that and get everybody in and out. So some will be parking on the grass, and the apron and the taxiway and so the 2 events were put together. That's why the request for the additional employees and people to help. So I plan to attend, so it would be one other councillor or mayor council And they're looking for 2 of the employees from the town as well to help with the coordination of it, set up in coordination of the barbecue. There will be county staff as well that's going to be participating. They wanted to draw from the town as well, so it doesn't tax the county as much. Otherwise, they'd have to have probably 6 people there, but if town is able to have two people, including the counselors, then we can meet it and kind of meet it 50-50 there and give them a hand that way or help with the event. August 31st with it, there wasn't much, there was no moving it around because the Alberta Air Shows had their August 31st date set already, so unfortunately it falls on that long weekend. That's why it ended up on the long weekend. So it's not 2 events, it is 1 event, and it's a big event. Why the need for the extra people?
Yeah, no, the question was, is this open to the public or is it exclusive just to the flying?
Yes, it is. So like our barbecue, the High Prairie Town and County Barbecue was invitation to the pilots, but was open to the public. Same with this one, it will be open to the public as well. Sorry.
Now, you had mentioned 2, but this letter is asking for 4 employees to assist with this event.
Yeah, is that 2 counselors that work right after the glass?
That's what the letter
Is that what
says.
it came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me just see.
I will make the
Yeah.
motion that council supports the request for 4 employees to assist with the community event, and that we approve, well, we should have 2 that are there for sure, and that we approve any councillors that wish to attend the event.
So do we have any counselors putting their name forward tonight? So that they kind of have a guarantee instead of just leaving it open?
Well, we have 1 for sure. And I don't know, yeah. I will put my name forward as one to attend there,
Attend or help?
to help.
If I could just add too, it's an excellent opportunity, not just for our local flyers, but it's an excellent opportunity to showcase town and county. Because it's, I can attest to this because it's, when you're driving is one thing, you're on the ground. When you're flying in, you really see the community. You see town, you see the community, you see the surrounding area around. So it's an excellent opportunity. Great that Alberta Air Tours looked at High Prairie as a place for their event, for the barbecue event. Edson is as well, so is Peace River. But excellent opportunity to showcase our town and our county and area here. And it is pretty impressive from the air.
Okay, got the motion to approve the staff and the council to attend if they wish. All in favor? It is carried. Can we do 1 more and then take a break?
Oh, we did both. I thought we did all of
No, we got the municipal affairs.
Oh, okay. Yes, we did.
For municipal affairs. Get a motion on this letter from Minister MacIver.
So moved. Received confirmation.
Any questions, comments on it regarding our Canadian Community Building Fund? Nothing? All in favor? So with that is carried, and with that, we'll take a 10-minute break.